for years, thanks to its forward-facing consumer products: MacBook, iPhone, Apple Watch, AirPods. But under the hood, it's also designing its own custom silicon that powers them all.
Mac transition is a proud moment. When we started scaling our chips to iPad and watches, proud moment. Building chips for the AirPods that you couldn't ship otherwise, proud moment.
Apple first debuted its own semiconductors in iPhones in 2010. As of June this year, all new Mac computers are powered by Apple's own silicon too, ending the company's 15-plus years of reliance on Intel.
I think one of the most, if not the most profound change at Apple, certainly in our products over the last 20 years, is how we now do so many of those technologies in-house.
But Apple isn't immune to industry risks. All its most advanced silicon is manufactured by one player, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. Smartphones are just recovering from a deep sales slump, and competitors like Microsoft are making big leaps in generative AI.
It's doable on Apple's last year chip, even more capable on this year chip with M3, but the software has got to catch up with that. So the developers take advantage and write, again, tomorrow's AI software on Apple Silicon.
CNBC went to the company's California headquarters, where we were the first journalists allowed to film inside an Apple chip lab, and got a rare chance to talk with the head of Silicon about how it broke into the incredibly expensive, complex business of processors, kicking off a trend of non-chip companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Tesla now rushing to do the same. Apple launched the first iPhone in June 2007 with a 90-nanometer processor inside made by Samsung. In 2008, Johnny Srouji came on board after stints at IBM and Intel.
I came to Apple with the purpose of building our own silicon for the iPhone. It was a very small team at the time, about 40 to 50 engineers, and since then we have grown the team immensely.
A month after Srouji joined, Apple bought a 150-person chip startup PA Semiconductor for $278 million.
They're going to start doing their own chips. That was the immediate takeaway when they bought PA Semi. Just, I think, knowing the culture of Apple, their inherent design focus to control as much of the stack.
Indeed, 2 years later, Apple launched its first custom chip, the A4, in the original iPad and the iPhone 4.
And we built what we call the unified memory architecture that is scalable across products. We built an architecture that you start with the iPhone, but then we scaled it to the iPad, and then to the watch, and eventually to the Mac.
Now, Apple's Silicon team has scaled to thousands of engineers, working across chip labs in places like Israel, Germany, Austria,